welcome to the channel. My name is Ella, and for today's episode I will be sharing with you guys why, in my opinion, I think Filipino kids are very unique. So coming from a Filipino kid herself, I'm really excited to share with you what's it like and how's it like. So without further ado, let's get on with the video and hopefully you enjoy. So I just quickly want to say that all the kids around the world, no matter where you come from, every race is beautiful and there's always something unique about every single one of us. But just for today's video, I will be discussing on why Filipino kids are very much unique. So to all the wonderful Filipino moms and dads, let's start. So like I said from the start, being a Filipino kid, we all have amazing traits, but I have summarized them solely by experience and traits. So now starting on with the list, and number one is respectful. So unlike any other kid, Filipino kids actually show their respect, like using certain hand gestures and honors that they use with a person's name. So as Filipino kids, sometimes that we believe if you were to call someone by their first name, it could be rude or a bit impolite. Like maybe you could call them sir or ma'am, or so it may be a bit different to other kids, but to Filipino kids, it's quite rude to call someone by their first name. Like I said, they could either find it a bit rude or a bit impolite. So to all Filipinos, you probably would agree that if you were to call someone by their first name, you'd either find it a bit impolite or rude. So if you have been to the Philippines, you probably would have realized that Filipinos actually address someone who was elder with them using a certain name before their actual name, such as ate, kuya, tita, or tito. So one very common gesture that us Filipino use to show a sign of respect to our elders is called the mano po, which looks something like this. So this is quite similar to other greetings such as hand kissing, bowing, or curtsying. But for us Filipinos, the hand is offered to the elder and pressed to his or her forehead. So I'm saying this from my own experience. So there are some days where all of us are working pretty much the whole day. Like me, I'm in school and my mom and dad are both at work. So sometimes I just really want to hug them tight. Secondly is almost everyone is like a relative. This is actually quite similar to being respectful. As a Filipino kid, I actually think we are pretty welcoming. So aside from being just respectful, we like to treat everyone just like their family. I also do have a very funny story to share of all of this. So I remember my holiday in the Philippines, I was really confused. So I'm very aware of how much brothers and sisters my mom and dad both have. It's very much countless. And my mom and dad would want me to call my aunties and uncles basically tita or tito. And also when older people are coming to visit our grannies or grandpa. However, I can find it a bit confusing sometimes. And I do remember with my cousins, every time I went to go with the shop with them to buy some snacks, we would call the vendors either tita or tito. I definitely think this is a good thing because it shows our humility and how much of a humble person us Filipino kids are. Alright, so moving on to number 3, which is training to be hospitable. So Filipinos are known to be the best for hospitality. Being a Filipino kid, it's kind of part of us to be upbringing and to show how welcoming and gracious we are to our guests. So I say Filipino parents do a really good job on teaching their kids on how to be considerate for others and help with their needs. I guess people mostly associate with hospitality and the generosity with us Filipinos. I like it and I'm very proud to be one. Moving on to our next one is to be family orientated. Being a Filipino kid means that you are going to make your family your number one priority. In my opinion, families are one of the best gifts you earn from life. Like if you're an older brother and sister who has to set a good example for our younger siblings. I'm sure that we have learned from our parents that they're willing to do anything for us, even if it means to work in foreign lands just to make sure that we achieve our goals. And in return, I definitely recommend that we study hard and sacrifice our love lives just to fulfill our dreams of our parents. Moving on to the next one is believing in old superstitions. So if there's anything common among us all Filipino children, it's probably believing in old superstitions. Like in the Philippines, every province, or maybe group, or even tribes has a unique set of superstitions that play a crucial role in their life. I can say that from the child's birth to death. Believe it or not, but you are probably going to realize. You probably grew up questioning these types of superstitions. You might wonder, why do you even have to believe in them? Sometimes I tend to be questioning why, but instead I just end up laughing because of how silly these superstitions are. So now I'll be sharing with you one of the most common superstitions that I've encountered. You're not supposed to take a bath at night, not knock on wood while talking about tragic events. But then again, you can't really question these superstitions. They have been around for many of generations before you. You probably might even realize that you believe in these superstitions yourself. But who knows, you might even be passing it on to the next generation. Now that's how I sum up. Now let's summarize it. 1. Being respectful. 2nd, being to learn that everyone should be treated as family. 3rd, being the most hospitable. 4th, being family orientated or understanding the importance of family. Last but not least, believing in kasabihan or superstitions. But I can't conclude all of the Filipino children around the world. However, some of them are growing up in Western culture that puts a premium along the assertive and outspoken. We must not forget, as a Filipino teenager, either if we are growing out of the Philippines, which includes America, Australia, or whatever part of the world that you are growing in, you must not forget our specific values or traditions. You should never ever forget who you are and where you come from. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed our episode for today. If you did enjoy, I definitely recommend you to go check my other videos. Do you have any other traits that you know that makes Filipino kids unique? Please share it by writing it down in the comment section. And before I end the video, shoutouts to my cousins in the Philippines, also to Dasal Vlog, Ati Juvie Salterin, Just Might Do Vlogs, Dalawas Profile, and Myla Channel.